Hey guys, welcome to Overtakes. This is Misfit. I'm with Kel. What's
What's up,
going on,
guys?
Kel?
Not a whole lot. Just
How what you been up to?
hanging out.
What you been up to the last few days in well, not
Just
quarantine, but
yeah. Unfortunately, we are not quarantined
no.
because we still have to work.
Yeah,
Um,
work today. Both of us were there.
but hey, we got double time today, so
Yeah, double time, and I got to work extra because someone decided they didn't wanna.
yeah, right. I mean, the amount
So
of costs been absurd, but yeah, just a lot of work. Still playing a lot of Animal Crossing. I played a few games of Overwatch this week. Probably like 7, 8 games. There was one day I was really feeling it on Anna. Uh, Climbed to like mid plat, so
nice.
pretty
Uh,
solid, but nothing all that special. Then I pretty much lost all of it the next day. So
it's like
yeah,
playing ranked is like betting in Vegas. You're like you have those days where you're like, yeah, I'm feeling it. I got a bunch of wins, and then the next day, well, we're not gonna talk about yesterday.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I've been playing Mountain Blade, Banner
Hmm.
Lord, and I played a couple of matches of Overwatch. I've been feeling the Junkrat. Um,
Yeah,
it's just he's just fun. I just like playing him because it's annoying and it annoys the crap out of people. And at my level, people really can't handle him, so
fair.
it's it's fun. Um,
And I guess well, this week I've been watching. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I've been watching just like apparently everybody has.
yeah,
Uh,
a lot of Valorant.
Valorant. Yeah.
Yeah, looks. I like the way it looks. I've been watching a lot of it too. I like the aspects of it that are different than CS:GO.
Hmm.
Because let's face it, I mean we've talked about it a million times. It's not an Overwatch clone.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a
Nowhere close. It's
moving
far
forward,
more of a
moving forward from
evolution of CS:GO.
yeah,
Yeah.
an evolution. That's a perfect analogy. Um, I'm intrigued to play it. I'm not good at all the peekaboo stuff and all that, but I'm enjoying the fact that people that think that they're good at video games, they go in there and these CS:GO pros are like, I know this game. Bye.
Right. It's definitely been pretty funny to watch some of like all the
Yeah,
different streamers from all these different games trying to play it, and just getting
absolutely
absolutely
wrecked.
mashed.
Yeah, there were a couple of things though. Like that I watched. I was watching Doctor Disrespect, and he was like talking about the sniper rifles he feels are like heavy. And if you guys play any kind of sniper or anything like that, or and like even if you play Widowmaker, it's got like a nice feel to it. He was
Hmm.
saying that it had like a heavy feel, the way
Yeah,
with some of the rifles. But you know what? It's in closed beta, so and,
exactly.
and hey, when the competitive scene comes out, we're down. I'm enjoying watching it. So I mean, we're probably going to do some things on that. So
Yeah,
definitely
absolutely.
keep a lookout for that, or us doing some Valorant stuff. But
Yeah,
let's
I'm really intrigued to watch some of these people get more comfortable with it
yeah.
and get like
Well,
and see some true pros like
I mean,
really
obviously
go at it. I
we're an
think it
over
could be real fun.
we're an Overwatch stream, and I was watching Pine play CS:GO,
Yeah.
and that was kind of filthy. So I'm just waiting to see, how people like him, maybe translate into this, because there's gonna be guys migrating from all the games,
Hmm.
um, CS:GO, even Call of Duty, Overwatch, you know, you're gonna see a lot of those guys flocking to this game. It looks fun. It's does it have like a polished look to it yet? No, not really, but it's a free to play game, so they want everybody to be able to play it, so it doesn't have like like a super taxing kind of engine to it. So
Right. They want a lot of people to be able to play it, but they also want it to. I mean, they prioritize making sure it plays correctly and plays as accurately as possible
Performance over
before
looks.
performance over looks. So I can't fault them for that.
Oh no, not at all.
I mean that's a good way to go about it, especially for the type of game that they're building.
Yeah, but
Props to them for that.
Yeah, definitely, and like we said, we're gonna keep our eye out, and
yeah, we'll fully expect at least a couple of videos from us on this in the future.
Yeah, I mean they're running like minor beta tournaments.
My biggest worry about this game is if people think that Overwatch has a toxic community, you're literally getting two of the most toxic communities together into one thing. You're getting CSGO and Riot people. Yeah. So LOL, like you are getting two of the most toxic communities in all of gaming.
You're missing like the Smite community. Together. That's about the only other one that's maybe more toxic.
And probably you'll probably Overwatch people, Dota people. Like Jesus Christ, it's gonna be brutal.
But
the learning curve on it is already pretty savage, and it's only gonna get worse as the game progresses. So definitely something to watch out for.
Yeah, it will. It's gonna be at first. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's the progression of a game, and then you get a bunch of people that have been playing it for 6, 8, a year, 2 years. Mm-hmm. Like when you play Overwatch now, even and then people come in new to the game, and you're just like, are you? What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
And you don't. You kind of in your mind you realize, but you don't want to that they're new and they don't know what the hell's going on and all that kind of shit. But those communities are just like, fuck you.
Yeah. But, fuck you, you should know this. It's been out for however long. Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's dive into this week. So we
got an announcement on Thursday. It was literally the day after we recorded our previous shows. Yeah. When they announced that they are unifying the hero pools. Everything is coming together. It's going to be between contenders, Overwatch League, and top tier of
ranked
of competitive. So
what is it?
I believe it's Masters and up, but it might be GM and up. I'm assuming it's at least obviously it's GM, top 500, that kind of shit. But I would assume that Masters is probably in there too.
Yeah, anything above Diamond.
Yeah, exactly. So they're basically pulling all the data from all of those. I'm assuming the contenders and Overwatch League are weighted heavier because there's a lot less of a sample size than you're going to get from the thousands of people in the thousands of games that are getting played every hour or whatever.
And we saw that today, like looking at the algorithms, which we'll talk about later, but like Ashe was 20% on there,
right?
Which
I
think
we didn't see Ashe at all in the league,
except for the Defiant played. Surefour played Ashe on for a little bit, just but like literally
like in there. But like if they would have just pulled Overwatch League, it would have been
she wouldn't even have been in
0.05% or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. She had like 2 minutes of play.
2 minutes of play in one match out of 10. So that's what they announced then. So it's a big deal. I mean, overall, it's the right move.
Yeah, it is. I was on the fence with some of it.
They had done it from the beginning, but better late than never.
See, I'm on the fence because there are some really annoying things that happen in ranked that don't happen in the league. Mm-hmm. Bastion and things like that, where they're not even going to be part of it. I would have said Torbjorn, but Torbjorn's apparently a god now.
Yeah. I see. I wonder with that because I mean, most of that probably is really only happening so much in like lower ones, like in like mostly silver and bronze, where you're getting a lot of that. But
most of my ranks, you're seeing Bastion and stuff like that. You're not getting, once you get out of into like platinum and above, you're not going to see Bastion, except for like desperation. I'm all right. I'm going to run Bastion and try and.
Every once in a while, you'll get like, all right, we have to full hold here if we're going to have any shot of winning. So just fucking cheese it.
Yeah,
like
Bastion and 9 shields.
And even that works about half the time.
Yeah, exactly.
In my games that I've seen. So, yeah, like, and I get it, because honestly, like, these bans really, they don't have too much effect, because there's the meta or whatever is being played in the lower ranks is completely different than what's being played at the higher ranks, because they're doing things, combining cooldowns and things like that that are just, you're getting nowhere close to doing any of that kind of stuff in anything even below Masters.
Well, yeah,
like, in Platinum and Diamond, like, you might have some synergy here and there.
You have more and more communication, but you get lower, like you get into like bronze to gold. People are playing what they're comfortable on.
Right. Exactly.
Or what they
and
want.
Even
like,
some of the, I mean, that's still true even in Plat and some in Diamond. Like, you might be comfortable with a few more characters, but you're mostly going to be playing your comfort games or your comfort characters.
Which we'll get into that. We start talking about Sunday. That seems to work even in this league.
True.
But all right, let's dive into the matches. We had Sunday. We had Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday early morning we had the Chinese matches again,
and we had what we thought would be the triumphant return of the Vancouver Titans doing what they do, and whoa, they got fucking smashed.
Yeah,
I mean, all right, you know the other match, it was what it was, but
yeah, I mean. These Chinese matches are it's so tough to really gain any kind of
Hangzhou, like
opinion on them.
Yeah, the first match, Hangzhou just said, "No, we're not playing your bullshit, Chengdu, and we're just gonna do what we do and just own you." And the funny thing was Chengdu was trying to play the meta, which anytime they try that never works.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
They just need to do what they do. They need to do what they do. I'm gonna get those in all the time because I'm a fucking. Me and Soldier, you know, we're close.
Dad jokes
aplenty. But yeah, the first match was like I watched it, I was like, whatever. But the second, the match of Vancouver, I was like, Guangzhou is fucking like absolutely destroying them.
Yeah,
they
destroy. They just manhandled from top to bottom. Like this game was not even close.
No, and I was laughing because, like, I texted you and I was like, "Did you see the Vancouver match? They look like Florida or fucking Houston or something like that, going up against Guangzhou." And you're like, "I didn't put Vancouver in the text," and you're like, "Are you talking about Vancouver?" It was kind of the Vancouver. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked absolutely like hot garbage. I don't know what the problem was. I'm watching going, they don't know. I think
I don't know if it was a matter of like
online versus
really
LAN.
Rusty. If it's online versus LAN. I can't figure out. It might be a combination of things. But I mean, this looked like. I mean, this Vancouver team was just.
They looked bad.
Yeah, straight up bad.
And not to throw Fissure into this, but they look like when Fissure was playing on Seoul.
Yeah.
It was just this. What's going on here? You know, I don't know what's going on. It looks terrible. Everything's terrible, and
there's just no coordination. Everyone is everywhere. Like at times, they look like a fucking gold team. Like. It looked like gold at times.
Yeah, it did. And you know, all right, granted, they've been off for, what, 9 weeks?
Even still,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
you got these guys, and they look so bad.
They were awful.
yeah, like not as awful as some other teams we're going to get into later on in the day.
Yeah.
But
man, it was just, I mean,
there
Guangzhou
were
just walked all
C9s. There
over.
was all kinds of stuff. Like fucking, I think Wolf was like in a like literally run to fucking wherever Vancouver was and just smack him upside the head. He was just
Yeah.
like, this is just not good Overwatch. They're just
Yeah.
plain terrible.
Oh, well, that was today's game.
Yeah,
In this game, it was Jaws and Jake.
yeah. Oh, I was talking
Or
about
not. I mean, Jaws and the
Hex.
Hex.
Yeah.
But even they were just like, they were just like, what the hell are we watching right now?
We're not watching Vancouver, are we?
No, right, exactly.
They just look. I don't know what the problem is. They look like hot garbage, and they gotta fix it. Because I mean, I expected a lot more out of them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, not
like
for
they
me, but
looked,
just like in general, they looked like they were all over the place. Like,
there was times where they looked okay, and they got like a couple of little things here and there, like where you're just like, okay, not so bad, but as the game progressed, they just looked worse and worse.
yeah, and it wasn't a hard hero pool either. It wasn't like one of those ones where like last week when their May was banned.
Mm-hmm.
Where the staple of the meta, like the linchpin, was gone. It was the you can kind of do, maybe it was the diva thing. I think people are realizing that without some of the stuff that diva does.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can't do.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I do think that missing diva was a contributing factor to why Vancouver played as poorly as they did, because you could tell that Janu was not comfortable playing as much Sigma as he was,
yeah.
playing as much ball as he was, like especially his ball. It was just
His
not
ball was
smooth.
lackluster.
Yeah,
and that's being nice.
yeah, yeah. His ball was pretty. It was not great.
No.
He was hitting walls, and like it was just like, dude, how much time on ball? Like, what do you got? Like 10 hours on ball total? Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a pro.
Yeah, there are some times like when you like people like us, like we're like, I'm gonna play ball. Fuck it. I mean, I got like 20 hours on ball.
What
AMA
really shocked me for them was that they couldn't. I mean, they had 4 minutes to get the second point of Eichenwald.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
And they couldn't. They just got pushed back every single time. I don't know, like.
I don't know if they're trying to be too calculated.
I think it's partially that. I think it's I think a big part of it on this section of the map, at least. Fissure can't Rhine. Fissure's Rhine's bad. Like, there was moments in season 1 where he was a god on Rhine, but
he's okay.
He's getting outplayed. Like, he was getting outplayed by Rio, and that's
bad.
Rio and Krong. And Krong was playing fucking Rhine, for Christ's sake. Like,
Krong is pretty good though.
I do think Krong is.
He's the most versatile tank for sure.
He is very, very versatile. But I mean, he's very rarely playing Rhine.
Yeah.
And he was playing Rhine really well, and I don't know what the hell is going on with this Vancouver team.
Well, the biggest problem last year with Fissure was when they were playing Goats, his Rhine was not great.
Yeah, and I feel like that is carrying over.
Yeah, I mean, he's okay on Rhine. His like we said in the preview episode, there's nobody that can one-on-one hit. You know what I mean? With Winston, he's the best, or one of the.
But even his Winston this week looked pretty
but
subpar.
yeah, but Winston, like right now, like this week, Winston, like with the heroes
It
work,
just wasn't working. Yeah,
yeah,
Winston wasn't going to work at all anyway.
it was let's put him on something. I'm gonna do something that I'm good at. Maybe I can do something with it, kind of thing.
Hmm.
But like the I don't know. There was just a lot of shit that was weird with them, and it was maybe it was what San Francisco went through a couple weeks ago. It was kind of
It might be, yeah.
Which
Like they're just trying to figure out, like, oh my god, like there's no set meta. I think that might be a big factor in it too. Like there's just all the chaos
yeah
that is happening where you just can't really. There's no one way to go about it, basically, or there is like a quick a meta that you have to figure out really, really quickly.
yeah.
And I think they are going to struggle to adjust to that until they get a little more settled in. It's entirely possible that that's what's going to happen.
But the rest of Saturday, all right, we had one good match, which was
We did.
Philly Paris, but Carpe was involved, and he was mentally involved in this one, other than the last one.
Oh my god!
And that Ans,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe more today than on Saturday. Ans is fucking. There's a reason why EQO's on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's pretty good. Can throw
Yeah,
that
he
out
really
there. But this match was, I mean, yeah, it was 3-2, but I didn't feel like Philly was like not in control of it at any point. You know what I mean? It was always like a. All right.
I mean, it was basically the two map wins that Paris got were.
Of course, they always win Paris, which is hilarious.
No, they did not win.
Oh, that's
Paris.
right. They didn't win in this one. This is like the first one they didn't win.
They won the first two maps and then got reverse swept. So
That's right.
I mean, they were clutching out those first couple of maps.
But they were really close.
Yeah, they were both really close matches, and they could have gone either way. But then Philly just. It seems like they kind of flipped the script on that,
Yeah.
and they started clutching out. But throughout, it was all very, very close match, and just close maps. So props to Philly for pulling that out, because man, did they just do some work.
As much as things changed, as things stayed the same. Philly has to fucking rake one out in the fifth map.
Mm-hmm.
No different than season 1. By the way, if there's any weird noises coming out of the back here, that's my dog snoring.
Fair.
Literally shaking the
Haven't heard anything yet.
That's all I hear is he's asked. He got to kind of almost see people like within social distancing range, which is bad for him because he wants to say hello to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But
with licks to the face and legs and everything.
Yeah. He's a handful.
He's a very touchy boy.
Yeah. He's a bro.
He is.
Him and Baby Babe would be friends. Totally. In human form. But anyway, the rest of the matches, okay. Houston, let's talk about it. Dante has all of a sudden become Prophet on fucking Tracer.
I mean, with the caveat that Boston,
and then Toronto. But still,
props to Dante.
Yeah, I mean,
his Tracer was damn good, especially against the Torb, doing what Decay did for Dallas last week. Against the Torb, the hard counter to Tracer, and just absolutely shredded.
Yeah. Well, Boston's a mess. I mean, we kind of, they got their normal problems.
Mm-hmm. They got their normal problems there, so they're going through a guy getting kicked out and having to replace him, and then, because you've put together a budget roster,
Now you
Now
have
you have to
budget
you have to
2 off tank.
Yeah, now you have a budget off tank again who hasn't played with these guys, so now it's even more of a mess than you already were.
Yeah,
Like, just disastrous
yeah.
for them.
But you know, I'm gonna say this: Houston, yeah, with they had the weekend where they had a couple easier teams, but you know what? They beat them both.
They did. They won the games that they should have.
Yeah,
So
and
I'll give them that.
that goes against everything that they were doing at the beginning of the year. The teams that should be
True.
they were
Because
losing
they
to.
did get crushed by Boston when they first played them. So not crushed, but they lost.
They lost. So. Yeah. So you know they won this, but the game I really, even though it wasn't the closest game, the last game on Saturday. Was Dallas that good, or did Washington forget how to play the game?
So I think it's a little bit of both. I think Washington is just, they are as bad as we thought they were, maybe worse.
Well,
their tank situation is just abysmal. It might even be worse than it was last year.
Yeah,
that's saying a lot because it's pretty trash tanks last year.
Yeah, and their DPS is, for as good as they are, they're not good all around.
Mm-hmm.
Like Stratus, he wants to prove that he's not a May 1 trick, so to speak, but he kind of is. So, you know, you get them out of that comfort zone, and they're just... I mean, Corey can do whatever he does, but I just... And with their support line's so good, you're just like, I don't understand what's going on here.
And that's the confusing thing is, like, half this team is really, really talented, and then the other half is suspect at best.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just don't know. But I also think that on the flip side, like, Dallas is a rising team. They've got some really good young talent,
and their DPS line is no joke.
Yeah, they're getting aided by some solid veterans, and that young talent is really starting to carry them. Because my God, Doha and Decay are just disgusting.
Yeah,
they're so freaking good.
I mean, what Doha was playing fucking Junkrat on Hanamura. I think he had to have at least 7 or 8 Riptire kills.
Yeah,
and that was like a full hold and a fucking like. That map was like, I don't know, 5 minutes total. Yeah. This match was like 10 minutes total.
I will have to give props to Note.
He looked,
Sigma was damn good.
Yeah, he looked way better, but I don't know if it was just they were just fucking just mashing Washington.
But yeah, it might just be a thing of like his performance didn't matter because everybody else was so good. I don't know if he got carried, but yeah.
You have to, with Sigma, if you're creating, he's one of the best, like, at creating space for DPS. Mm-hmm. Because people are afraid of, like, his shit. His kid's scary if you're playing against him.
Oh, for sure.
You know, especially at the pro level, you know, you got to be cautious of, like, the rock and, you know, even just his primary fire.
Oh, yeah. It'll mess you up.
He played better than, because we were talking about, you know, what was
he played better than I expected him to.
Yeah, and they did run Trill.
They did, yeah. When they ran the Rhino Rissa on the first map, they ran Trill with Gamsu, and that worked really well.
It looked way better than they had looked in any other iteration like the week before. But Washington, we had said at the beginning of the season, I don't see what why everyone's putting them up, like, you know, in the top 10, 12 teams in the league.
Right.
Maybe the opposite of the way we felt about, like, a couple of the other teams, maybe like Florida. Well, I'm a fan, so I'm going to, they look better. But they just, I could see it, like, at the beginning of the year, they just, even though they had individually good players, it just didn't seem like
Just
they
something
worked.
was missing,
Yeah,
and it just didn't. They don't have that. They're missing something, and it's on their tank line.
yeah,
They do not have
because they
a.
had the worst C9, probably
Oh
other
my
than the
god!
original C9.
And I don't think Elevote is that bad of a player.
No, but that just
I think
goes on the team as a
I
whole.
think that Roar overall is proving to be one of the bigger busts in the league. Um, but as far as their tank line, I feel like what they're really lacking is a true shot caller.
Yeah. Well,
And it is very evident that they just don't have that, and I don't know if they have that at any position, except maybe on their maybe on their support line, but it's probably not translating well or something. Like they are definitely having communication issues on
yeah.
this team.
Well, and the whole plan was to have Elevote and Lulsish, but obviously through the, what we have going on, he's stuck over in. Sorry.
I think where is he from? Norway?
Sweden somewhere. Sorry, my dog is like literally snoring so loud. It's like I have headphones on.
I can't hear him at all, so
Which
no
is
worries.
hilarious. All I can hear is.
Oh Jesus! Oh Banner.
Oh, Banner. But I just. I don't know. That C9 was so bad, though. The communication.
It was
like,
really terrible.
Elevote left. If you guys haven't seen it, which I'm assuming if you watch any of the matches on Saturday, if you watch that match on Saturday, he left the cart, like, they're on Numbani, like, last point in Numbani. Holding the cart. Elevote leaves to go. I don't know what the fuck he was doing on Orisa. He was like doing this is my cart, bitch, and then he like, oh look, a pretty flower, and just started fucking walking away. And Gams was behind him. He's like, what? Okay, I'm just gonna push this all the way in.
Yeah.
Like literally, Gams was on Orisa and just walked it in. I was like, what the fuck? That's communication. That's like so many like rudimentary things, like playing
Just
Overwatch.
Basic things, yeah.
Like, it's not like one of those ones like the Shock last week. Okay, so that was a bad C9 too, but, they did the tour all over the cart, and they were like, oh, can't touch that, but not looking at the clock. That's different than, I'm going to go run after this guy on Orisa and just leave the cart by itself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like communication shit. Like,
yeah. Like,
and
he's
not
gotta,
even like
he's gotta
language.
let his team know that, hey, like, this guy's over here. Either I'm gonna go get him, or somebody's got to stay on. Like, because I mean, they had so many kills right there too.
Yeah, I know, that was the thing.
Like, they just killed. They had a 3 kill.
Yeah, it was like 6v3, and they still lost the point.
Just. And watching their chat explode was fucking hilarious.
That is one of the best things. That's one of the best things with this whole thing. Is the chat being on the like kind of up on the side.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, like, and now these guys are like just taking it. Like some of them like taking it like promoting their fucking YouTube shit.
Crimso, just like we wrote it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
Horse lady's
really
gonna walk the
egregious.
fucking cart in at 2 miles an hour because they're too busy chasing the Lucio around with the other Orisa.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was bad.
Yeah. But that was I don't know. Washington's a train wreck. Dallas, I keep going back to Dallas is one of those teams right now that, yeah, they're getting wins against worse teams. But I think next year it's kind of the shock. God, we keep going back to this. Anytime a team is like young,
Mm-hmm.
It's like in football, like for a decade, everybody was like any linebacker that sacked the quarterback like more than one, he's the next LT.
Yeah. Oh, dear God. Yeah.
Well, they're kind of going on the shock trajectory. You know, they got
Mm-hmm.
young guys and they're going sort of, you know, kind of on that route is
Yeah,
the way
or
I'm
like
thinking.
the
Next year they're
way
going
it
to be better.
was last year, similar to that. The way it was last year in football was just like, oh, he's the next Sean McVay. It's like, oh, he
Yeah,
had coffee with Sean McVay. Hire him as my head coach.
yeah,
His brother fixed the pipes in his basement after they leaked.
yeah,
Hire that guy.
yeah. Or you know, like basketball, he's the next MJ or Kobe or whatever.
Mm-hmm. LeBron, whatever
Yeah,
great is going on at the time. Yep.
yeah. It's the same
Not
thing.
so much.
No. Uh, but it's a comfortable feel. It's like for Overwatch League, it's what we know. All right, young team, kind of up and down, got a big trajectory. You know, we're next year that they'll probably be better. And I picked Dallas like mid-table ish,
Yeah.
like on that maybe on.
I do think that Dallas is looking a lot better. I'm intrigued to see what they do against better competition.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because right now they've really not played anybody of any kind of substance.
And when they do, they get mashed.
Yeah.
But
So
young
far.
that falls into the young team thing.
Exactly.
Sometimes you learn from getting your teeth kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think the Gladiators gave up a little early on Decay.
Mm-hmm.
Because last year, what could you really judge from a DPS player? Can they play Brig? That's how you're judging your DPS.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like Carpe, like it hit a milestone today of, you know, you get 4,000 final blows, the most in Overwatch League history and all that. But I mean, what did he do last year? Like, he was like, did he play last year?
I mean, he did, but it was mostly
Zarya.
well, he played a lot of Zarya, so that's probably
But you
where
know
he
what
got
I mean,
a lot of
it's like-
eliminations and final blows and all that. But yeah, like I mean,
So I think Dallas got a
can't really
steal.
take
Really,
too much on that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
is where I'm going. You know, Decay didn't fit in.
I think we knew that Decay was a really, really good player. Obviously, it didn't work out so much last year, mostly just because he had to play a lot of Brig and all that, and Zarya. But I think where Dallas really hit it big is Doha.
Yeah,
Like that dude is
he's legit.
he is legit, and those two together is scary.
Yeah.
So they've got a good young core of DPS players that they can build around.
And Gamsu and Note aren't horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think with Gamsu, you've got a solid main tank, and he's a veteran. Like he's been through so much, so he's just a good presence for them. I think he's a good stabilizing force to just help this team get to where they need to. I don't think he will be their main tank for very long. Probably after this year,
who knows?
I would assume
Yeah.
he won't be there. But for right now, it's a good fit and it's working out for them. I do think they need to address their off tank at some point, but
Yeah,
that might come down later down the line in the season. But
Yeah.
for right now, I think they're in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, it fits what they need, I guess. Most weeks you're gonna have
Right.
Diva.
Yeah,
He did good on Sigma though. That being said, though, this
Yeah,
week
his Sigma
he
was
was fine. But let's move on to Sunday.
yeah.
So Vancouver gets fucking smoked again by
And
the
this time, like somehow
fucking
even
Hunters,
worse.
man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Chengdu, like
And it's not like they did
won a
the
map, but they still somehow looked worse in this game.
yeah, and they didn't fall into the Chengdu trap and lose to them either. They just got straight beat.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They're running Stitch a
Mhm.
lot. Like Haxel, like there was a point where it's like, why isn't Haxel playing?
Yeah, I kind of wonder that too.
I mean,
Something going on with him?
yeah, you don't know right now. Could he be sick? Could he be, who knows what? Like, where, you know, if his, some of the things that, like, you can't, that are non-tangible right now, well, I guess would be tangible now. Like, is his internet fucked up?
Right. Because they really could have used Haxel.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got Siominsu playing a lot of Mei. That's pretty much where he's going to be.
Yeah, and
but I would much
he's
rather
good
have.
May, but
Yeah, I would much rather have Haxel playing
something. Just
if you're
anything.
gonna play
Just,
Tracer, I would want Haxel on that.
And
same with Hanzo.
The hilarious thing is that the pros are proving, all these quote unquote hard counters to Tracer don't matter. If you're
really
fucking, if you're god tier, if you're god tier on Tracer, much like Haxel running Genji, if you're god tier, you're gonna get some work. You're gonna do some work.
Exactly.
Like everyone's like, oh, you can't run Tracer and Matorb and with double shields. Yeah, people were playing her this weekend and were just like, no, you can. You just have to be at our level.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, I mean, again, we talked a lot about Vancouver and how poorly they played so far, but yeah, Chengdu's 1-4 was a 1-4 up to this point, and they just mashed them. So I just don't even know what to think of Vancouver right now.
Jinmu made them his bitch.
He really did. Jinmu is filthy. He is filthy.
Yeah. He can play
as
a lot
much
more
as
than
we
people.
as much as we like to say that like Ameng is their carry, but the
really actual Chad on that team is fucking Jinmu.
He really is.
You could. I mean, yeah. Aiming last year got the Yoda Chad, the fucking. But they won in spite of Aiming and their tank play this week.
Yeah,
because it's not great.
Yeah, it was serviceable, but it wasn't great.
It kind of did its job. It's like a fucking 1995 Sentra. It does its job. It gets you to fucking work.
Right. Exactly. That's all you needed to do.
Yeah. It was nothing to fucking write home about, but like, Jinmu, he's kind of like more and more, the more I watch them, because we're getting like inundated with fucking Chinese matches right now. The more I watch the hunters, Jinmu is the guy, not Ameng.
Yeah, he really is. I agree. All right, so let's move on to the next match.
Can we start the circus music now? Oh no, we're gonna go into the afternoon now, right?
Yeah. Well, first we got to talk about Shanghai just curb stomping Guangzhou.
Yeah, but it was close.
Yes,
they were in the game.
Yeah,
they just weren't as good.
I would equate it to similar to how like the beginning part of the Philly match went. Just Guangzhou wasn't able to turn it around.
Yeah.
They were in it, but yeah, they just couldn't quite clutch it out. And yeah, Shanghai just ran over them in the real clutch moments.
All right, let's sort of throw this out there. Shanghai top 5?
I think they might be.
I would even put them in, like, I had them down way low.
Mm-hmm.
I would even put it maybe top 3, 4.
I think that they're definitely top 5.
I think on a good day they could beat the Shock.
It's so hard to rank anybody right now.
Yeah.
In general, but yeah, I do think that Shanghai is top 5.
They're on par with. I consider them on par with Philly, the Shock.
Yeah.
Seoul, from what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those teams like that, I think they do what they have to do to win. They got caught into the the Chengdu trap.
Yeah.
And that's the way I'm looking at it right now. It's like, okay, so they tried to mirror them. That never works with that team. And then once you get behind, you start not, no pun intended, you're chasing the dragon, so to speak.
Yeah. Fair.
But on the whole, the rest of the matches they played, they pretty much they were in control pretty much the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it was close, you didn't think they were going to lose.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's move on to. I mean, there's only so much we can talk about.
Now we start the clown music for Houston and Toronto.
Yes. Oh my God. All right. So Toronto looked pretty good to start.
And then it was the curse of Ash.
Yeah.
They brought Ash out, and then they went downhill from there.
It went downhill real quick.
Well, and I'm going to say this, and obviously you don't. Yeah. You know I'm not a Houston fan by any stretch. Houston's better than them. It's just the way it is.
You're right.
And, you know,
as much as it sucks, yeah, Houston's just a better team than Toronto right now.
And, you know, they just, like, left Toronto is the one team right now. They just, like, leave shit on the table, and they just make that one or two mistakes, and you're like, what the?
Why? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah. Muma, my drinking game would not have taken place, because he hit pretty much, I mean, for the 3 or 4 shatters that he had that were, like, off in the middle of nowhere, he had so many fucking big shatters and stuff that they just fucking owned him. And this goes to all the matches on the weekend. I gotta figure out how to get Junkrat on the roof in Hanamura. The side roof. I gotta get up there. It was was it them? It was Toronto. They tried the sim strat to go up through the window. Fucking Houston was like, no. Yeah. God, Houston, Toronto's becoming the team that everyone said they were going to be. It's kind of the Florida. Yeah, okay, these guys were good at one point, but you know they're going to beat some teams that they're not great. And I'm beginning to believe it.
It's becoming apparent that is the case for Toronto, and I mean, Houston played really well in this game at times, but there was also moments where they played like absolute trash. So you are not completely out of the woods, Houston fans.
Yeah, but they're getting the benefit of playing the shitty teams in the Atlantic Division.
They are.
Which, you know, I don't know what Mr. X and Uber were smoking today, but they were saying something. Well, the Atlantic Division is tough. It's tough it's tough like the AFC South. Whereas the teams are all subpar. Yeah. And they're playing each other all the time. And Houston's the shit floating on top of the toilet right now.
Basically.
Well, one of the
Houston,
pieces.
You're still the Browns.
Yeah.
You're still the Browns.
We're going with the color scheme,
not letting it go.
Yeah, remember the Brian Hoyer year? What were they? 7-1, 6-1?
Or 7.
You guys were 6-1 and then lost 8 in a row.
3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Brian Hoyer year. If you're in Cleveland, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Then they put Johnny Bud Light in.
They did.
I'm not going to talk about how much I like that dude. Anyway, we're done.
Fair.
Okay, so let's talk about the next. Was this the best match of the weekend? Philly Atlanta.
Oh man, this was a banger.
Fucking, you know,
again, each map on this game was just like it could have gone either way the
Yeah.
whole time. I think what really won it for them, or won it for Philly, was they edged it out
With their
with
support line
clutch.
is ungodly.
Yeah,
I mean, you have Carpe.
Funny Astro is one of the best main supports in the league,
And
hands down.
the Carpe is a carry, but when you have Alarm and Funny Astro, like like Funny Astro won them fucking Ilios.
Yeah,
Well, or Ilios Lighthouse. I mean, how many fucking boot kills did he get in that? But
Oh
still,
my God.
just in general, that dude is amazing, and Alarm is amazing, and then Sato can do fucked up Sato things.
right.
Just, yeet Reinhardt. He can just play that. Okay.
Yeet Heart.
Yeah. Like, I have a feeling they would keep Bumper alive.
Yeah, like that's how good those two are. Like it's unreal.
It's just unbelievable.
And it's something we've been saying this whole season is like, it's amazing how much of a difference it has made. And there was even times,
Boombox played this weekend too.
Yeah, Boombox played this weekend, and it's still
Alarm is God.
Yeah, Alarm is that freaking good, and Funny Astro is just unfucking real, man.
He's
like,
the best Lucio in the league.
I agree.
I
can't
hands
believe
down.
It took as long as it did for him to get into the league.
Well, I mean, last year was weird. Last year was such an anomaly.
It really
as far
is.
as like you don't have this like in any other sport or even esport where you have like a meta where it's almost like a whole season where you're like, yeah, that didn't count.
Right.
And like some teams are finding that out, like with the players that they have, they're like, oh, you were just good last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then other players, like, you're like, oh yeah, you're a good player. You just couldn't deal with the bullshit last year.
Exactly.
And I think that was some of the funny answers. Yeah, Lucio was prominent, but his style was a little too aggressive, I think, for that. But like with the way hero pools are working and all that stuff, he can do whatever the fuck he wants on Lucio.
His Lucio's, it's just filthy.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Last match of the night.
That being said, I do think like Atlanta played fantastically.
They played good.
Like
this is going to be a continuing thing with these two teams.
This is going to be.
This is the rivalry.
I mean, these are the best two teams in the East, I think. As good as New York is. Yeah, I think it's definitely a three-way race between these three teams.
Yeah, and watching Atlanta and Philly play, it kind of gives you a regular sports vibe. It kind of is like, all right, this is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Even if
absolutely.
Even if the scoreboard says something different, something fucked up's going to happen here. It's going to be awesome.
Exactly.
It just has a regular sports feel to it. The way these two teams go at it against each other, and I can't wait to see more.
I love it.
Yeah, and
right, let's move on to the last match of the night.
If the Shock Vengeance Tour.
Yes. And honestly, like the
Gladiators didn't play
bad in this game.
No.
The Shock were just better.
Yeah.
Like,
which is what we expected.
This is
from the Shock.
The Shock that we expected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They still had moments though where it was like, what are you doing?
But those moments are becoming fewer and fewer.
Yeah, like it was one of the things they pointed out on Watchpoint. One of the big brain moments was like it was on Eichenwald. He did a 4-man shatter. They didn't follow it up, but they all jumped on the cart and just rode it over the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's big brain stuff. It's like, really all right, if you can't get up, you can't get over here. And we're going to get through the hardest part of the map.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was just stuff like that was going on. They calmed down the flopping in and out everybody for every minor situation. I think Krusty kind of regrouped and like with his schemes and plans and all that. It's like, all right, we're going
As
a little
we
too much.
we're getting too cute
Yeah,
with this, and it's honestly what I expected from Krusty. Like
yeah,
for them to run, and I mean the shocking thing is, uh, their DPS line was ANS and Rascal.
yeah. And ANS was fucking owning
ANS
people.
was unreal. And then on the last map you had Architect,
Yeah, I mean,
but
Sinatra took
instead of
the
ANS,
week
but
off. I don't know.
yeah, no Sinatra, um, and then no Striker either. So
He played.
really
Did he play? Did he
interesting.
play one map?
Nope,
He's
no
kind of
Striker
their
at all.
Reaper guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Tracer,
and
like when they want to
Reaper
like
being
run
banned
hardcore
was,
Tracer.
hmm But even still, like, I mean, they're just flush with Tracer players. So
Well, yeah. Who wants to play Tracer this week?
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he's the kind of Striker's kind of their Reaper. Yeah, it was closer than the scoreboard says.
It was, but this was definitely a step in the right direction for the Shock,
Yeah,
and getting back to their old selves. There's
yeah,
still a little bit to go for them, but I mean, it's a long season.
yeah.
So
I don't think anything bad happened for the Gladiators in that, other
no,
than
you
well,
just
maybe
got
not bad.
outplayed.
It was just you got a little bit to go.
Yeah, for
Yeah, you
sure.
could beat the Shock on an off week, but
Mhm.
you're not going to beat them consistently. And that being said, they still look really good.
They did,
They just got outplayed.
for sure.
Okay, so
right,
let's
so
dive into the hero pool.
Yeah, so we had our first hero pool,
Our
unified hero
conglomeration.
pool. Yeah, announcement.
And they just kind
and-
of threw it out there. There was no.
Yeah,
I missed the
it was like
cats.
they showed the. Oh my god, I really wish they would do that every week. Like at least have the cats like like do something with
Do
the
something.
cats.
Cats,
It's-
dogs. I want animals picking. Maybe do a. Yeah.
They did do over the weekend. They had the cats picking making their picks.
Yeah.
So,
But I saw Zoe cheating. She was putting treats in bowls and shit.
yeah.
Cats
But I'd
aren't
still
dumb.
love to see more of that.
Yeah, but okay, so we had our first conglomerate hero pool. So this goes for everybody playing ranked and any kind of competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, once again, we have McCree out,
Yep.
Widow out, Ryan, and the odd one was Brig was the only support hero over 10%, and she was
Yeah.
at 46.
I think it's because Brig is being played like crazy.
Well, also too.
competitive
Well,
right now.
I guess they take in the Overwatch League. They take the 2 last weeks in consideration. So Anna and Lucio would not be considered in.
Yes.
So Lucio was played probably 85%, if not
right.
more.
But because he was banned this week in regular competitive, I think he was pretty much exempt from being banned again.
Yeah, and in Overwatch League that you can't.
Even though
ban,
it's going to be only like it's going to be like a 3-day ban for Lucio in regular competitive, because he got banned on Thursday, but this goes in tomorrow at like 5 a.m. Pacific time or something like that.
It goes right in at the beginning of the week. So what do you think we're going to see? We're going to see more of the same, or more of the icky?
Well, we saw a lot of double shield this weekend.
You think we're going to see more Orisa
kind of
Sigma?
Divey type thing? I don't think we see a whole lot of Orisa Sigma, honestly. It's possible, but I think we see maybe a little bit of Divey type. Because with Diva, it makes Dive a lot more viable.
Yeah, and we're going to get into this in a second. We have a weird schedule this week.
Yeah. But I do think that this whole the meta is going to be Um, just a lot more. I mean, it's entirely possible we see Sigma Orisa, but I do think that we do see some Ball Diva or
Well,
Winston
I was
Diva,
gonna say
that
some
type of
teams that are
thing.
comfortable on Winston are definitely gonna run that.
Right.
Um,
Vancouver.
yeah,
Oh wait, no, I
Vancouver.
don't think Vancouver plays this week.
No, they don't. They're for some reason they're off.
They
Okay.
are.
Um, but yeah, we got matches going back to old school, guys.
Hmm.
We're going Thursday to Sunday, um, but with a caveat: there are only 2 matches a day.
Hmm.
So let's dive into that really quick. So I don't know why they decided to have only 2 matches a day, but here we are. And
Yeah.
Thursday we have Atlanta, Washington, and then Battle of LA.
Hmm.
Friday we have Florida, Paris, and then Boston, Toronto. I mean, I'm wondering
We
Boston,
do get
Toronto.
3 matches on Friday at least.
Yeah,
But yeah.
and one severe clown fiesta. Um,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the whole, well, there's nothing else going on. Let's just run them when we can
Yeah,
run them.
I'm wondering if that's kind of what it is. Like, there's no point in just containing it to a weekend. It
Right.
was different when it was going to be homestands, but I mean, there's nothing to compete against really. So just spread it out, I guess.
Yeah. But Friday we got 3 matches. We got Florida, Paris. Um, I don't even want to call it a clown fiesta, but we have Boston, Toronto. Call it what you will.
Yeah,
So,
I don't even know what to.
El Clasico Supra.
This is gonna be a rough week,
I just
honestly.
combined like 9 languages there. I don't. Um,
It's gonna be a rough week. Not
yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah. And then
There's
Saturday and
there's a
Sunday we
couple
got.
of good possible matchups, but this Saturday and Sunday is what I'm most bummed about. We
Yeah,
have to watch all the Chinese teams play each other again.
and in the
Like,
same,
can we please get some answers as to why are we not getting more Vancouver and Seoul
okay,
and
Seoul has to be.
London?
Seoul and
But
London
at
have
this
to
point,
be.
it's been 3 weeks.
Okay,
Are they
yeah, all right, yeah,
still in quarantine? Like, what is going on, guys?
yeah.
Let us know. Like, I want more Seoul.
I want
I
some
want to see
London.
London.
I want to see
Like,
more Seoul in Vancouver. I want to see what the fuck Vancouver does. And
yeah,
the benefit that Vancouver gets is like they had the what the fuck weekend, and maybe they can recoup
yeah,
from that. But we're getting the same Chengdu, Guangzhou, the same 4 teams playing each other again, which they have a lot of matches to make up. I mean, they're like vastly behind, like especially the East Coast teams.
yeah.
But we do get the Battle of LA, which is going to be more interesting this time around too. We got a
Yeah,
lot. We got
I
a lot.
am fascinated to see it. There's some potential for good games, but
There's some
we'll
potential
definitely talk
for.
more about that on our
Oh yeah. Minus the Atlanta
preview show.
Washington game, which I think is.
Seems to give me a stomp.
Atlanta's a 6th grader going into the 1st grade lunchroom asking for their lunch money. Basically,
Yeah, pretty much.
they're just gonna fucking beat them mercilessly. Um, Watch it be the opposite.
Yeah,
Now that I've
right.
thrown that out into the universe. Um, all
Fair.
right, so I mean, I think that's gonna do it for this week. Um, so we're gonna wrap this up, guys.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot for joining us on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you guys catching us live. Um, if you guys are listening on a podcast or listening out in podcast land, iTunes or Spotify, any of the podcasts of your choice, thanks very much. Please give us a rating. anybody watching on YouTube on a rebroadcast or anything like that, thank you very much for watching. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. It will alert you to when we're coming on. Our schedule this week, we haven't figured it out quite yet. Obviously, we're going to have a preview show.
Yeah.
We're going to have the pick show. But it's going to be probably earlier than normal because I wasn't expecting Thursday matches.
I was not either.
So, you know,
I figured maybe Friday matches, but
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting them to move into.
I thought they were going to do one of those
Thursday.
massive schedules at some point like they had
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks ago. Maybe they're just doing it. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. We got 4 days of Overwatch League. I mean, Saturday and Sunday, we got matches. You know, we can do Overwatch League brunch, I guess. Watch the VODs.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, keep an eye out, guys, for when we're on. Who knows what's going to happen. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one.
Catch you guys later.